Hillside Golf Club was founded in 1911. Originally it was a 9-hole golf course, and the first clubhouse resembled a shed. In common with a lot of golf clubs at the time, it's evolved, membership numbers grew, and today it's regarded as one of the best courses in Britain, and the facilities that we have in terms of the clubhouse match what we've now got on the golf course, so it's a very well regarded club.
I've been here now for about 6 years. I think the last 3 or so I've been the head chef here. Since I've taken over, I've tried to evolve the food as much as I can. It keeps everybody interested, it keeps me interested. There's always something new to learn. We're constantly trying to get better. We don't want to stagnate, and that was part and parcel of why we took this project on as well. If we're going to move forward, we need the kitchen and the facilities to do that.
The design of the kitchen came about from a number of meetings with both Chris and Jason, the chef, to ascertain what they required, the maximum number of people, and what type of food they wanted to provide.
One of the things that the recent developments have enabled us to do is to cater for a far higher number of members who come to functions. It also enabled us to form a joint venture with the RNA for the recent Open Championship, which was staged at Royal Birkdale next door. We provided an official hospitality for their clients. Obviously having the kitchen that is able to deliver that number of covers, without that really we couldn't have had that partnership.
The main sort of focus for the whole project was look to the future, so that's what we've done. We've increased the space in the dining room. The dining room's been fully refurbed.
The old kitchen was very, very poorly designed. Everybody was falling over each other. It was a gas kitchen with very poor ventilation.
We provide a whole range of catering options for members. Day to day would tend to be bar snacks, sandwiches, burgers, fish and chips. Any formal dinners or lunches that we have would use the upstairs facilities, and that can be anything from sort of banqueting, 3 or 4 courses, up to a fine dining situation. So we're fortunate that we've got 1, the chefs, but 2, the facilities to deliver the whole package really.
We got rid of gas basically and turned the kitchen all electric and went to induction stoves. It's cleaner, it's more efficient, it's quicker. The kitchen's a nicer place to work. It's better. The old kitchen we had 1 combination oven and 2 ovens. I now have 3 ovens and 2 combination ovens. Trying to get a function out in the old dining room for 120, 130 people was hard work.
One of our restrictions on our previous facilities was the maximum number of people that we could have in the dining room at any one time, and that tended to be, depending on table configuration, but in the region of 120. So we were finding that lots of our member functions were sold out too quickly. We actually had to have the main club annual dinner dance at an outside hotel, which is not really good. So enlarging the facilities means that we can do everything in-house now, which obviously is a big benefit to the members.
Believe it or not, the size of the kitchen is roughly the same footprint as the old kitchen. It's just that I worked with Acme and Acme worked with me to try and design the kitchen to get the best flow possible, which we just didn't have in the old kitchen, which was why it was so hard.
There was a dedicated area for wash up, there's a dedicated area for prep, dedicated area for the cook area, and the storage of dry goods and refrigerated products. So we had to look at how they wanted it to run smoothly so they can get the food out quicker to the clients, the waste products back into the kitchen in an area where it's taken away, so there was no cross-contamination between the two. So that's worked very, very well, and Jason and Chris are very pleased with the design that we've come up with and how it's been put together and finished.
What we found in the last 6 months with having these new facilities is that the numbers that we're attracting is probably increased by about 50%. So the take-up in revenue is in that similar range. If you're selling 50% more tickets, then your revenue is going to increase. So we're seeing some real economic improvements, not just delivering good food, but actually delivering better numbers as well.
The induction system on the catering equipment works in a way that unless the pans are on the oven, the actual induction units do not work. So there's no heat generated in the general kitchen area, reduces heat in the kitchen, which reduces the contamination in the kitchen as well, being that it's electric, which also means that we could reduce the size of the ventilation system in there, which again assists with the running costs.
Hillside has quite a long track record of working with Acme. I think the relationship's probably in the region of 20 years old now. The last phase, which was the major phase, was a real challenge because we wanted to keep in use our old kitchen for as long as possible, because what we had to try and do is maintain a clubhouse for the members. We didn't have the facility to shut the place down for 6 months.
I've used Acme in various other sites that I've worked in the past. I've always found them to be pretty good. If I ever moved to another job and they were having a refurb, Acme would be certainly one of the first port to call.
I think the general feedback we've had has been extremely positive, particularly from visitors that have used the facilities. Very, very impressed. We're extremely happy with how the facilities have turned out. I wouldn't hesitate in recommending Acme to other golf clubs.